Even in these modern times, the remnants of the ancient world persist to remind us of the grandeur and grit of our predecessors. Stretching from the Gobi Desert to the Yellow Sea lies a slumbering dragon, a relic from another time that continues to fascinate. It is a wonder of the world that is older than the Taj Mahal, the Colosseum of Rome, and Christianity itself. It took 1 million soldiers and 3 dynasties to build this 13,000-mile dragon. Let's see what the Great Wall of China is worth. The Great Wall actually consists of many different walls. These barriers were extended and connected over 2,000 years, spanning a length equal to half the circumference of the earth. These walls were built by the northern Chinese tribes to keep out invading forces, guard the Silk Road, and protect a way of life. Let's take a closer look at what it took to create this ancient wonder that is still considered an engineering marvel. First, the materials. 70% of the wall was made with packed earth and adobe bricks, much of which has eroded. What we see today is what's left of the nearly 4 million stone bricks placed during the Ming Dynasty. Believe it or not, the wall is still held together by sticky rice mortar. This superfood sustained the workers that built the wall and the wall they built, standing a test of time for centuries. Second, labor. In addition to humans, donkeys, goats, and other domestic animals labored over the treacherous, mountainous terrain. The Great Wall inspired the invention of the wheelbarrow, an innovation still utilized today. The wall is also a gravesite of 400,000 soldiers who lost their lives building a border for their king and country. Today, the wall greets 10 million visitors each year, more than the Eiffel Tower and twice as many as the Statue of Liberty. With such a steady flow of admirers, how much is the Great Wall of China worth? Those 10 million annual visitors bring in a profit of $52 million a year. To make $52 million a year in dividends, you would have to buy 25 million shares of AT&T, a $600 million investment. If a commercial office building gave you an annual pre-tax profit of $52 million, it would be worth anywhere between 1.2 and 1.5 billion. But the Great Wall is not AT&T nor a commercial office building, is it? We don't build such monuments to benefit from the income stream. Instead, let's consider what would it cost to rebuild this 13,000-mile dragon today. In 2017, Travis Perkins, a building materials distribution company in the UK, calculated that a new Great Wall would cost $71 billion. In 2018, the Hawaii Row Cultural Committee announced plans to repair a 5-mile section of the Great Wall for $25 million. Extrapolated to the full 13,000 miles, that would be $65 billion. Or we can look to the recently proposed US-Mexico wall. In 2017, the US Department of Homeland Security estimated the 2,000-mile structure would cost $22 billion, about $30 billion in today's dollars. By this measure, the 13,000-mile Great Wall would cost $195 billion. So, which is it? Travis Perkins' $71 billion, Hawaii Row's $65 billion, or the US-Mexico border wall estimate of $195 billion. Despite the benefits of current technology and tools, the Travis Perkins estimate of $71 billion is far too low. The unforgiving landscape of harsh desert and ancient mountains won't be easily tamed by modern technology. The Hawaii Row estimate is for restoration, not rebuilding. So their costs are definitely lower than what a full-scale reconstruction would require. The $195 billion estimate based on the US-Mexico wall includes current materials and labor, but we have to consider the landscape. Compared to the US-Mexico border wall, the Great Wall travels through the most extreme topology imaginable. From the Gobi Desert to the snow-capped Jundu Mountains, climbing almost 7,500 feet, the wall finally flows out to the Yellow Sea. With the cost of labor and transportation of materials through that rugged terrain, $195 billion is far too low. I conclude it will cost double that amount to rebuild the Great Wall, an impressive $400 billion, fit for a monument of mythic proportions, or greater than the GDP of the state of Wisconsin or annual revenue of Amazon. From the ingenious use of sticky rice to the clever invention of the wheelbarrow, the Great Wall stands as an enduring monument of the innovation and perseverance of the human experience. Until next time, as we journey the globe and discover what the wonders of the world are worth.